Hello, everyone. Just let me know in the comment section if I am
Just
audible.
let me know in the comments.
Am I audible? Okay. Thank you so much for the responses. All right. Right, so it is 2:57 right now, but I believe let us start with today's live event hosted by Mind Review. I'm really excited for today's event. So many of you are joining in. This is really nice. And I'll begin by sharing something about what Mind Review exactly is. So, Mind Review is a dream project for me. It is aimed at, bridging the gap that exists between mental health and the society. In Mind Review, we aim to establish a more safer society where each one of us feels free to reach out to a mental health professional, where we are ending the stigma and creating safe spaces around us. So you can also check out more if you wish about Mind Review. We have a website that is www.mindreview.in, and we have our Instagram page as well with the username of Mind Review 1. So I have left the links for all of these in the description box below. You can surely check those links out once the live stream ends and once this webinar ends, right? So, let us start with today's webinar that is based on emotional well being, managing our emotions, and getting a clarity of thoughts. With this, I would first like to begin by telling you all what exactly mental health is. We have been promoting a lot about mental health. We have been discussing that mental health is so important. But somewhere we have lost the crux of what exactly mental health is. So, mental health, if I talk about very clearly, it is referred to as the psychological, the social, and the emotional well being. Many people think that, if I'm not going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, that means I am having a very good mental health. But that's not true. Just because you're not going to a psychologist doesn't mean your mental health is absolutely fine. After all, we have so much of stigma and taboo attached in our society that if somebody even willing to go to a mental health professional and taking help would be ridiculed very badly. So, therefore, mental health is referred to that state when you are emotionally doing good, socially, in your environment, in your society, doing well, and also psychologically, you are doing well. The absence of any disorder would be referred to as a good mental health. So, I hope that you do understand now that what is mental health. Having said this, we'll now move on to why is mental health important. So just right now I mentioned that mental health is emotional, psychological and social well-being. So with this, if you correlate a bit that if our social well-being is good, that means our everyday behavior will remain good. That also means that when we interact with our friends, when we interact with our family members, or when we interact with anybody around us, that interaction will go well only and only if our mental health is stable and our mental health is in a good condition. So, a good mental health and taking care of your mental health is important so that you can effectively function in your everyday lives. It is also important because mental health basically helps you in understanding yourself better, a way where you will get to know others better and yourself better, your relation with other people, your relation with yourself would enhance a lot once you pay a huge amount of focus on your mental health. So, this is what mental health is, and these are some of the reasons why mental health is important, and you should definitely take care of your mental health, breaking the stigmas attached with it, breaking the taboos attached with it. So I hope you have got some idea. Let me know in this live chat section if you got some idea about what is mental health and why is mental health important. Feel free to drop in your views in the live chat. Hello everybody, good afternoon. Yes, I'm reading out all the live chats that you all are writing. All right. So now we'll move on to another concept, and that concept is concept of emotional health. Now, mental health is promoted a lot. We see so many pages, we see so many posts related to mental health, the importance of mental health. Just now we discussed about it, right? But emotional health is probably something new, a new concept for some of you over here, or maybe a fairly known concept. So, let me now tell you and introduce you to this very amazing concept of what is emotional health. So, emotional health basically refers to a deeper understanding of your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings. A deeper understanding of your thoughts, your emotions, and feelings, and how these three, that is, your thoughts, emotions, feelings, affect your behavior and the behavior of others around you. दिस इज वॉट इमोशनल हेल्थ इज, राइट? तो हमारे जो थॉट्स होते हैं, जो फीलिंग्स होती है एंड जो इमोशंस होते हैं, उनका इंटरैक्शन आपस में हमारे बिहेवियर को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करता है और हमारे अराउंड जो लोग हैं उनके बिहेवियर को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करता है, इज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ इमोशनल हेल्थ. Emotional health se related is another concept which is referred to as emotional presence. Now, this is a very interesting concept. You know why? Because so many of you, I can see 36 people, 35, all right. 35 people are there in this YouTube live today, right now, right? But how many of you are emotionally present right now is a matter of fact. Maybe you are listening, my voice is going into your ears, but emotionally in your mind you are thinking of some other event. Maybe you are thinking कि उस situation में मुझे ये करना चाहिए था, or when will this live event end, or what will I do after this live event, or I have to complete that assignment, or I have to apply for that job. So there is so much going in our minds, right? So emotional presence क्या होता है? When you are in the here and now. I will say one small quote or one small line that I want you all to listen carefully since we are talking about emotional presence. So this is, we are everywhere else but where we need to be. So do you get this? We are everywhere else in our mind. Our mind is a very big place. We keep roaming here and there in our mind, from one thought to another thought to the third thought, and we keep on moving in this small mind between our two ears, right? And we are just within our mind, and we are not there where we actually need to be, whether it is being just physically present in the classroom and mentally being absent, or whether it is being in front of your phones or your laptops from wherever you are attending this live today, but mentally being somewhere else. So emotional presence is being in the here and now, emotionally being present, your mind being focused to what you are doing at the moment, and not wandering in the past or in the future events. Being in the present is what is emotional presence, right? Now, many of you might say that, okay, Sakshi, you have talked a lot about what is mental health, what is the importance of mental health, what is emotional health, why is emotional presence important and what exactly emotional health is. Now, many of you might also ask, Ki, you have talked so much, but at least let us know that how can we remain emotionally present, right? This is a concept which is very less talked about, but is very important. How should we remain emotionally present, especially during times like this? Yes, this happens during online classes. Absolutely, because during that time we have so much the distractions around our environment. But I hope that you are listening to me during the live event and not getting distracted. So listen to this very carefully, and that is the ways with the help of which you can be emotionally present. There are two golden rules, and I hope you would understand and listen to them very carefully. The first one is deep talking, and the second one is deep listening. So, what do these two mean? Deep talking and deep listening. So, we all are, aware of the concept of talking and listening. What I'm doing is talking. What you are doing is hearing, right? You are just hearing my voice. But listening actually means when you are also understanding what I am trying to tell. So this is the basic difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is कि कोई बोल रहा है उसकी आवाज मेरे कानों में आ रही है, right? Somebody is just speaking and that voice is coming into my ear and then going out of another ear. But listening is when somebody is speaking or talking and you are listening with utmost attention. Also, you are understanding what the person is trying to say, right? That is what listening means. So when you deeply listen, when I'm talking to you right now, if you try to deeply listen right now, understand and make the meaning out of every word that I'm conveying, and that would be referred to as deep listening. And when you engage in deep listening, that is when you will be present in this present moment. You know why you would be present in the present moment? Because when you will listen deeply, you will have to activate your mind कि अब मुझे समझना है कि साक्षी क्या क्या बोल रही है. तो when you will try to understand what I'm speaking, आपका mind future और past में wander नहीं करेगा. Instead, it will stay in the present because it will have to understand each and everything and process each and everything that I am saying. So, first concept, deep listening. Listen deeply, understand what the other person is saying, and you will surely be in the present moment, here and now. The second moment, the second golden rule of being emotionally present, that is deep talking. Just like deep listening, we have the concept of deep talking. काफी बारी ऐसा होता है कि हम लोग किसी से बात तो कर रहे होते हैं, बट हमारे दिमाग में कुछ और बात चल रही होती है एंड वी आर जस्ट एब्सेंट माइंडेडली टॉकिंग, है ना? We are just absent mindedly talking to that person, but in our mind something else is going on. But once we engage in deep talking, that is where we are talking our heart out, and we are also paying attention to what we are speaking, and we are paying attention to how our words are forming. That is what is referred to as deep talking, right? So these are the two golden rules that I wanted to share with you all today. Deep talking and deep listening, very, very important for being in the present moment. So, ये चीज मैंने पहले क्यों बोली? I introduced this concept of deep talking, deep listening, and being in the present moment earlier, so that आगे जो event होगा YouTube का, आगे whatever I'm going to speak, you all would listen to it deeply and you all would be present in the here and now, listening to every bit I would say ahead, right? Let me just have a look on some of the comments. So, deep listening is essential for being in the present moment. Yes, absolutely. You got it right that deep listening is very important. Deep talking is very important. So, this was all about the concept of emotional health and the concept of emotional presence. Now, I would swiftly move on to the very, very awaited topic of today's webinar. And you would also have seen the thumbnail. You would have also seen the topic for today, that is ways to unburden your thoughts and the ways to get a clarity of thoughts. So, why do we need to unburden our thoughts? Have you ever thought about this? You know, this is a small mind. In between our ears is a small place, a small world that exists in the form of our mind, right? And in this mind, there are so many things that are going on, so many thoughts that are going on. कभी बात चलती है कि क्लास में उसने मुझे ये बोल दिया, ऑफिस में उसने मुझे ये बोल दिया, नेक्स्ट डे मुझे ये करना है, अभी मुझे ये असाइनमेंट कंप्लीट करनी है, और आई हैव टू टेल दिस टू माय बॉस, और आई हैव टू फिनिश दिस वर्क, या फिर उस दोस्त से मुझे बात करनी है. We have so much going on inside our small little mind, isn't it? So, therefore, it is so important to clarify those thoughts and unburden the thoughts which are not necessary for us. And how can we do that? There are several ways with the help of which you can unburden your thoughts and you can get a clarity of your thoughts. जैसे जैसे कैसे होता है that when we have a full book, okay, for example, we have a full book of psychology. And when we start reading that book, it seems to be very difficult. क्यों? Because everything is placed in one book. बट जब हम उस बुक से पढ़ पढ़ के नोट्स बना लेते हैं एंड छोटे छोटे पेजेस में उन नोट्स को अरेंज कर लेते हैं, देन रीडिंग दोज नोट्स बिकम्स सो इजी. व्हाई? क्योंकि हमने बुक की जितनी भी इंफॉर्मेशन थी उसमें सारी इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन एक जगह ऑर्गेनाइज कर ली. एंड व्हेन थिंग्स बिकम ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, इट बिकम्स वेरी इजी फॉर अस टू प्रोसेस आवर थॉट्स, to understand our thoughts, and also to plan our action ahead. So इसी वजह से our thought process should be organized, should be clarified, and जो extra thoughts है, जो information हमारे लिए useful नहीं है, that should be removed. So now listen deeply. I am going to tell you about the 5 major ways with the help of which you can unburden your thoughts. Okay, I hope each one of you are excited about those 5 ways. Any comments? Okay, no such comment. All right, let us move forward. The very first way is journaling. So most of you must have heard about journaling. Journaling is writing down your thoughts, expressing yourself through writing. So, we can have small diaries with us. We can even have A4 size diaries or papers or sheets, or in today's world, we can even have our technological mobile phones, iPads, laptops, or so many things going on, right? So, journaling is basically when you convert your thought process into writing. So, I'll show you some things, right? I have certain diaries which I maintain. You can have a small diary like this. You can have a small diary where you write down things. You can also have a big diary where you can write down things. You can jot down your thought process. And seeing today's world, you can even have mobile phones where you jot down the things. So what we exactly do in journaling is कि जैसे मेरे दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीजें चल रही है, right? Many things are going on in my mind. So what I would do is I'll take a pen, I'll take a paper or a diary, or I'll take my mobile phone and I'll start jotting down all the things that are going on in my mind. I'll just write. कोई barrier nahi hai as to which language you have to use. You can use English, Hindi, you can use any language which you are aware of and in which you are comfortable expressing yourself. Any language can be used. और इसमें कोई grammatical mistake होता है, कोई grammatical error होता है, no problem. And also it is not necessary कि आपको proper बड़े बड़े sentences या proper paragraphs लिखने हैं. No. What you have to write is just whatever is going on inside your mind, whether it is small pointers, maybe Maybe I had a very great day and I would write down, I am happy. I am happy because it was my birthday, or I got so many presents, or I'm feeling lucky, or I'm so happy to have such parents. Anything you can write. Whether you are happy, you can cling on to your diary. Whether you had a sad day, then also you can cling on to your diary and you can write down things. No, not worrying about what is the grammar, what is the sentence. जाने दो इधर उधर कुछ भी. You just need to vent out your feelings. So the basic aim of maintaining a journal or maintaining a diary or journaling is so that you can vent out your feelings. And what does it mean to vent out your feelings? It basically means कि आपके दिमाग में जो भी चीजें चल रही है, आप उसको एक डायरी को दे दो. All those things going into a diary, writing always helps. जब हम लिख कर पढ़ते हैं तो थोड़ा better समझ आता है. Why? Because there is a connection between writing and understanding. So once you write down, you actually get a clarity of your thoughts. And how do you get that? ऐसा नहीं है कि आज मैंने आपको ये लाइव इवेंट में बोला दैट जर्नलिंग इज अ गुड वे टू अनबर्डन योर थॉट्स, तो आज ही रात को आपने एक डायरी ली, आपने उसमें अपनी चीजें लिख दी एंड देन यू डिसकंटिन्यूड. दैट वुड नॉट बी ऑफ एनी हेल्प, राइट? यू वुड हैव टू कंटिन्यू दिस. और ऐसा भी नहीं है दैट एवरी डे लिखना हो, बिकॉज इफ इट बिकम्स टायरसम फॉर यू टू राइट डाउन एवरी डे, then no problem. Whenever you are having or whenever you feel like sharing something with anyone, you can always cling on to your diary and write down. तो ये practice आप बना सकते हो that whenever you want to share, you can write your feelings down. एंड जब आप उन फीलिंग्स को लिख लोगे तो अपने सामने आप उन फीलिंग्स को लिखी हुई देखोगे, देन दैट विल हेल्प यू इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द पैटर्न ऑफ थॉट्स दैट हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड. कभी कभी होता है ना कि हमारी दिमाग में चीजें इतनी सारी होती है दैट वी डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी आर फीलिंग, वेदर वी आर फीलिंग सैड, वेदर वी आर फीलिंग एंग्री ओवर समथिंग, वेदर वी आर फीलिंग हैप्पी आफ्टर सम इवेंट. But when we write those things down, then we actually are able to understand what our true feelings are or what exactly we are feeling in our mind. So this is the very first thing with the help of which you can get a clarity of thoughts, and you can also unburden your thoughts from your mind, converting them into a diary and writing them down. That is what is referred to as journaling, right? Okay, I have a comment over here. I feel lazy while writing. It's like there's so much to write and I feel hurtful while writing, my emotions increases. So absolutely, with this point only, I am going to move on to the second way with the help of which you can unburden your thoughts. Just like Miss Gunjita Sanwal said to us that writing is very tiresome, or कई लोग और भी ऐसे होंगे जिनको लगता होगा कि क्या यार पेन और पेपर लेना पड़ेगा, लिखना पड़ेगा, वी वुड हैव टू डू सो मच ऑफ वर्क इन दैट, और दैट रियली मेक्स मी वेरी bothersome, I cannot write too much. So the second way that would be beneficial for people who do not like to write down much, or who do not believe in much of jotting down everything, or who might think that एक diary कहाँ maintain करेंगे. The next thing for you to unburden your thoughts is talking. Yes. Talking helps, talking cures, conversations, the best friends you can ever have. Now, what do I mean by talking? Talking is just like writing down. अब देखो, जो चीजें आपके दिमाग में चल रही थी, जर्नलिंग में तो आपने उन चीजों को एक पेन और पेपर पे उतार दिया. But for those who do not like much of journaling, what can they do? They can talk. जो चीजें उनके दिमाग में चल रही है वो शेयर कर सकते हैं अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ, और अगर फैमिली में if they have somebody very close, if there is a close family member, they can talk to that family member, they can talk to their friends, the best friends or the casual friends, any friend with whom they feel comfortable and they feel good in sharing their stuffs, right? So we can have talking to friends, we can have talking to family members. And nowadays there are many self-help groups that are there. Now what are self-help groups? वहां पे similar लोग होते हैं, like maybe all those people who wish to share something with each other. So in that you get some companions around of your age group, or maybe little younger to you or little older to you, where you share something with them and they share back something with you, and that's how you form that bond and that talk together. So you can have a conversation with self-help groups, you can have a conversation with family, with friends. And if none of that works, then mental health professionals are always there, ready to listen to you, right? So mental health professionals would also be the best people with whom you can talk. You know why? Any guesses why mental health professionals would be the best people with whom you can talk? Any guesses in the comment section? Yes, conversation is the second way of unburdening our thoughts. Any guesses? I'm waiting. Any guesses why talking to a mental health professional can be the best way? They don't judge. Absolutely. This is so very right. They are absolutely non judgmental. They do not judge for who you are, for from where you come, for what you are speaking. They are non judgmental. They understand, very well said, because they are best trained professionals. So very nice. Really great comments and really great guesses. Absolutely right. They are non judgmental. They have unconditionality in their approach. And what do I mean by unconditionality? Unconditionality is, when सामने वाला कुछ भी बोल रहा हो, whatever the person might be saying, you still are ready to accept that. They accept you, yes. They will give you good suggestions and don't judge you. They understand you. Absolutely right. Just meet Kaur and Miss Arpita Banerjee is talking. They listen nicely, all things of us. They are empathic. Absolutely right. They are non judgmental. They understand what we are going through. They understand our situations. They are empathic. They are not sympathetic towards us, because we do not need sympathy. We need empathy. We need someone who will understand us. We need someone who will understand our situation, and that is exactly what the mental health professionals do. They show an empathetic approach. They show unconditionality in their approach, accepting you for whatever you may have done, for whatever you are speaking. They will help us in any situation and any problems because they are well trained. Absolutely right. Very thank you so much for these comments. They follow the principle of individuality and do not compare. Yes. So thank you so much for these comments. All of them are absolutely right. And also another thing that can be very beneficial if you go to a mental health professional is confidentiality. They follow the principle of confidentiality, and they would not leak out your personal information, just like a very close family member or a very close friend wouldn't leak that out. So you can always count on a mental health professional to talk and share anything that you wish to. So, till now, we have done two ways with the help of which we can unburden our thoughts. And those two ways, the first one was writing down whatever you are feeling, that was journaling. The second way was talking, expressing yourself, conversations with friends, family, self help groups, or mental health professionals. Talking your heart out, talking whatever is going on inside your mind. So that is these are the two ways. Now we'll move on to our third way. The third way, with the help of which you can unburden your thoughts, you can get a clarity. That is, cry if you want. Yes, I'm talking exactly about crying. रोना धोना, that's what people say. ये रोना धोना बंद करो, क्या रोते रहते हो जब देखो. But that I do not actually account to that thing. Cry if you want. If you really want to cry, you can. Our society always tell that those people who cry are weak, or people who are crying do not are not strong enough to face the situations. But that is so wrong. Yes, that is wrong. Crying is actually healthy for your mind. You know why crying is healthy for your mind? Because हमारी जो body है, we have only two ways via which we can वेंट आउट आर इमोशंस. सिर्फ दो रास्ते हैं हमारी बॉडी में जिसके थ्रू हम हमारी इमोशंस एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. वन इज योर माउथ, यू स्पीक आउट व्हाट यू आर फीलिंग, ठीक है. एंड द सेकंड इज योर आईज, you speak out through your eyes also what you are feeling, what emotion you are feeling. Therefore crying actually helps, and crying actually keeps your mind much more healthier than anything else could. तो अगर आपको लगता है that you wish to cry out, you wish to cry your heart out, or you wish to express yourself through tears, that go ahead, go ahead with crying. That has no harm. That doesn't mean that you are weak. That instead means that you are strong enough to express yourself in this society. Okay, and crying eventually helps. Okay, they follow the principle of self determination. They do not impose their decision. Yes, this is a very good point that has been made by Mr. Sanjay Kumar. I would actually want to talk a little bit about this thing, that they do not impose their decision. I'm sorry I'm drifting apart, but I really wanted to make this point. And that point is, many people think कि जो psychologist होते हैं ना, once you go to them, they would give their advice, or they would tell कि आप ऐसा कर लो, आप ऐसा कर लो, या फिर आप वैसा कर लो. No, psychologists do not impose their advices. Psychologists do not impose their decisions, as Mr. Sanjay Kumar said. This is not what psychologists do. What psychologists do is, or what mental health professionals do is, they help you to understand what you are feeling. They help you to understand your thought process. And then they pave a way wherein you yourself can make decisions for you. You yourself can make decisions for your life ahead. That is what the job of a psychologist or a mental health professional is. They do not impose decisions, but they help you understand yourself better. Right? So, this was something that I wanted to take up. Okay, crying is the best way to heal ourselves. Absolutely right. So, crying is the third method of unburdening mind. Yes. So, I'm so happy to see that people are agreeing with this thought, because we need more people in our society who are accepting to the thought of crying being good. Because crying is not something of being weak, or is not meaning that you are not strong, but crying eventually means that you are strong because you have the ability to express yourself through your emotions, through your eyes. Right? There are people who do not express themselves, like being very rigid towards themselves, would suggesting them to vent out help. Absolutely. There are many people who do not actually vent out, who are very rigid. And somewhere or the other, I believe this rigidness has been created due to the so-called norms of the society. Because our society has always been like this, that if you'll cry, that would be a big no-no. If you'll go to a mental health professional, that would be a big no-no. If you'll ask for help, that would be a big no-no, right? But that actually, these are the things which makes a person rigid, because then the person feels that if I'll opt out for any of these options, everybody around me would make fun of me, would ridicule me for doing that. That is what makes the person rigid. So in order to help a person vent out their emotions, what do we need to do? We need to support that person. We need to give cues to that person, and we need to show to that person that we are not going to judge you for howsoever you went, whether you write a journal, whether you go to a mental health professional, whether you cry, be it of any gender. We are not just specifying certain genders or certain age groups. Be it of any gender, be it of any age group, be it of any occupation, everybody is allowed to vent out through any medium, and everybody has the right to ask for help, because we all are humans. We all are humans, and we are liable to feel burdened by our thoughts, and we always would require some external help, some external support where we can cling on to, and that would help us to unburden our thoughts, right? So, this is the third way. Three ways that we have discussed: journaling, talking, and crying if you want to. Now, coming on to the fourth way. The fourth and another interesting, important way. Sometimes what happens is we write down, we talk, we even might cry. बट स्टिल वी में फील कि कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा यार, कुछ क्लैरिटी नहीं चल रही दिमाग में, कुछ तो है जो नहीं समझ आ रहा. What should you do in that state? You should stop and reflect on what you are feeling. And this is the fourth way: stop and reflect on what you are feeling. Now what we do in this case is, stop doing whatever you are doing. For example, you might be cooking food, or you might be watching television, or you might be cleaning your house, or you might be doing your homework or your job wala work, any work you might be doing. Stop doing that work right there. Go into a calm and peaceful place, wherever it may be it a park, be it your any corner in your home, anywhere which is peaceful. Sit over there, close or open your eyes. It would depend absolutely on you, whatever you would like to do, and try to think about what is going on inside. Try to reflect on what is going on within your mind. क्या चल रहा है भाई मेरे दिमाग में, है ना? We are always going out and asking our friends कि अरे क्या सोच रहे हो, क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारे दिमाग में, क्या करते रहते हो, ये वो. But we never ask that question to ourselves. एक बार पूछ के तो देखो, whatever your name may be. For example, my name is Sakshi. I would ask, हाँ भाई साक्षी, क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारे दिमाग में? What is going on? What is it that is bothering you? What is it that you are thinking so much? Try talking to yourself. That can do wonders, because we talk to everybody else. They give us answers. Why not talk to yourself and receive answers from within you? So stop and reflect on what you are thinking. What will it help in? Once you reflect on what you are thinking, that would actually help you in addressing the emotions. पता है ज्यादातर क्या होता है ना, वी डू नॉट एड्रेस आर इमोशंस. अगर कोई सपोज किसी से लड़ाई हो गई, राइट, वी हैड अ फाइट विद समबडी, वी आर एंग्री, बट सडनली हम उस एंगर को डिस्प्लेस कर रहे होते हैं. हाउ वी आर डिस्प्लेसिंग? उस एंगर को हम किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को मार के, टीवी चला रहे, टीवी का रिमोट नहीं चल रहा, धड़ 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 ऐसे करके मारेंगे. सो वी आर डिस्प्लेसिंग दैट एंगर. या फिर आसपास अगर कोई छोटा बच्चा है, उसको डांट के डिस्प्लेस कर देंगे. और मे बी कोई अगर बेल बजा के उसी वक्त आ गया तो उसके ऊपर सारा गुस्सा निकल जाएगा. सो वी आर ऑलवेज ट्राइंग टू डिस्प्लेस आवर इमोशंस एंड नॉट एड्रेसिंग देम. बट व्हेन यू स्टॉप डूइंग द थिंग्स that you are doing at that moment, sit in a corner, peaceful place, and try to understand what is going on in your mind. That would be the moment when you are addressing your thoughts, when you are addressing your emotions and not displacing or not ignoring those emotions, but that is when you would be addressing those emotions. So this was the fourth way of getting a clarity of thoughts. And how do you get the clarity of thoughts with this way? Because you are directly addressing that emotion. उस emotion को directly कह रहे हो कि हाँ भाई मुझे बताओ, तुम्हें ये emotion है ना, ठीक है, this is the emotion that I am feeling. Why am I feeling this emotion? क्योंकि ये पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन हुआ था, तो इस सिचुएशन में मुझे क्यों ऐसा फील हुआ, मे बी दिस वॉज द ट्रिगर, मे बी मुझे ये चीजें पसंद नहीं. सो द नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन द सेम सिचुएशन अराइजेस, यू ऑलरेडी नो कि आप ऐसा इमोशन फील कर सकते हो. सो व्हेन यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट आप ऐसा इमोशन फील कर सकते हो, तो यू बैक ऑफ. You at that point of time only understand yourself better, and this is a way that will help you understand yourself in a way nobody else can understand. So this is the fourth way. Let me have a look at some of the comments. Hmm. People judge others if they talk to themselves. They label them how to overcome them. So, yes, absolutely right. They judge them if they talk to themselves. They might say, isko to koi mental health disorder hai that they are talking, and they might even use those vague terms which I'm totally against. And I believe everyone who is in the field of mental health, who promotes mental health, who is even little bit sensitive towards mental health, would actually not identify with that terms called ye to pagal hai ya fir this person has lost their mind. These are terms that I do not, absolutely do not agree to speaking. So many times people absolutely use this, very right. So what you can do in those situations is, as I told, you take a peaceful corner where only you are there, or you can talk within your mind. It is always not necessary that I have to use my voice to talk to myself, right? I can also talk to myself without using my voice. Within my mind, we talk to us so many times, right? Without even speaking, we talk to us. So maybe that can be something that can be used. And feels like I'm in a counseling session. This is amazing, Sakshi. Thank you so much. This is really a big compliment. I am a psychologist in training, I'm a mental health advocate, a YouTuber, and a blogger, and above all, I'm a learner and an avid supporter of mental health. In other words, we can say be the observer of your emotions. Absolutely right. Be the observer of what you are feeling, because we always try to observe the things around us, but we never observe what is going on inside us. So try doing that. We must think about the negative effects when we start thinking. Yes, we can think of that, so that the next time we are in a similar situation, we already know what we are liable to feel. कि हम अब क्या फील करने वाले हैं, क्योंकि वैसा ही सिचुएशन क्रिएट हो गया जो कभी पहले हुआ था, राइट? Yeah, it's true, Sakshi. Talk to yourself is good, and I do that. So very great, Miss Jasmeet God. That's really, I'm so happy that so many of you are, applying these things in your real life. And I would be even more happier if you would spread this word with your friends, with your family members. So, with this, we have done the 4 ways. 4 ways completed. Now, we'll move on to the fifth and the last way, with the help of which you can unburden your thoughts, you can get a clarity of thoughts. Now, what is this fifth way? तो बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि यार पता है, लिख के भी देख लिया, दोस्तों से बात करके भी देख लिया, थोड़ा सा रोना आ रहा था, रो के भी देख लिया, स्टॉप करके अपने आप में क्या थॉट्स चल रहे हैं वो रिफ्लेक्ट करके भी देख लिया, बट फिर भी कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा. Then the last option, the best option, the bestest option that can be done is visit a mental health professional. That's what I can tell, and that's what would be the best. Visit a mental health professional because they are professionals. They are best in this field. They are the best people who can help you understand your thoughts. कुछ चीजें ऐसी होंगी जो आपको भी नहीं समझ आ रही होंगी, but they can help you understand that. So visit a mental health professional. And over here, something that I would also like to add on is a problem shared is a problem halved. What does this mean? If you are going through some kind of problem, if you are going through some kind of struggle, if you are struggling with what your thoughts are, then share that problem with a mental health professional. Because once you share your heart out, once you talk it out, and once you share what you are feeling, that gives you a sense of relief. And when you are sharing all of these things with a mental health professional, that would eventually help you to understand yourself better, to understand your emotions in a much better way, and to understand every possible aspect of your mental health, of your mind, of your emotions. Because after all, as we have already discussed, and some very beautiful responses from the lovely audience I have today, they also told about so many benefits of visiting a mental health professional, that they are non judgmental, that they have individuality in their approach. They do not generalize कि अरे इसके साथ ऐसा हुआ तो इसके साथ भी ऐसा होगा. No, they treat each one of us with as unique we are. We all are unique, just like our fingerprints are, and the mental health professionals, treat us very uniquely. They show unconditionality in their approach. They would accept you for who you are, for whatever your age, for whatever your gender, from whatever your background, from whatever your occupation. They will accept you. Just they are waiting for you to go to them, ask for help, for us to break the stigma and break the taboo that is associated with mental health in our society. We all are so waiting that each one of us becomes accepting towards each other, becomes compassionate in our approach, where we have compassion for the other person and not hatred for them, where we have a lot of love for others around us, and we do not judge them for who they are, what they are, where they come from. And that is exactly what I wished to share today with all of you. So, visiting a mental health professional is the best way possible, and I really cannot stress on this enough. So, having a look at some of the comment section. Okay, some of the comments, sorry. Fifth way to unburden your mind is taking expert guidance. Absolutely. Counselor guides or suggests. Can you please elaborate on this? I couldn't understand better. Okay, when I faced some problem, I use fourth method, as you say, but in front of mirror. That's absolutely right. The fourth method was stop and reflect. Absolutely right. Even in front of mirror, however you are comfortable, you can apply that. I'm a psychology student, but I myself have second thoughts before asking my parents for counseling. And see, that is the result that our society has probably created. We are, we never, अगर हमें जुकाम होता है तो क्या करते हैं? Fever हो गया, जुकाम हो गया. What do we do right now? Coronavirus is going on. If somebody coughs, somebody sneezes, somebody has a fever at our home, what do? We consult a doctor, right? Nowadays we might have those teleconsultations कि मोबाइल में ही कंसल्ट करिए, बट वी डू कंसल्ट अ डॉक्टर, वेदर अ फैमिली डॉक्टर या फिर मे बी कोई रिलेटिव जो डॉक्टर है उन्हीं से बात कर ली. वी डू कंसल्ट, बट व्हाई नॉट इन केस ऑफ आवर मेंटल हेल्थ? Isn't our mental health important? It is as important as our physical health, because mental health or physical health, both of them are interrelated. अगर आपको कोई physical health problem होगी, there are chances that you would also have mental health problems. And if you have mental health problems, for example depression, that definitely shows symptoms and signs in your deterioration of your physical health. तो दोनों ही interconnected है. And our society, we need more people in our society who are advocating mental health, who are creating safe spaces around them, enabling people to visit a mental health professional. And I do hope that our generation, me and you, definitely would do this and would definitely give so much more importance to mental health. Journaling, conversation, crying, reflecting, and taking expert guidance are the keys to thought clarity. Absolutely, you summed up all the points very well. And yes, very true. Writing journals, talking, crying, stop and reflect, take help of mental health professionals are 5 important ways. Absolutely, very well expressed. I'm so happy that you all are writing them down, so that if in case somebody missed or somebody wasn't listening deeply, so they can have a look over here. Leading to deep listening and deep talking, yes. How do you know if you need to consult psychologist or counselor? So This is a very important, very trivial question. This question is important, and most of us do not know the answer to it because we do not have much awareness about mental health. But we get to know that we have to visit a mental health professional, a psychologist, a counselor, or a psychiatrist when we face problems in our everyday functioning. We have certain symptoms, like we have symptoms in case of physical health, कि जुकाम हो रहा है तो we would see certain symptoms, fever हो रहा है, any other symptoms. Similarly, we have symptoms for mental health issues. We can have problems in our everyday functioning. We might have trouble in, you know doing the everyday task that we used to do. We might not feel the way we were feeling. And one very important point that I would like to mention over here is, it is not necessary that you have a mental health disorder and only then you visit a professional. Not necessary at all. It is not, I'm repeating this again, it is not necessary that you have a mental health disorder and only then you would visit a mental health professional. No, we can also visit, just like जो हमारे फिजिकल हेल्थ का ध्यान रखने वाले डॉक्टर्स होते हैं, वी गो टू देम फॉर अ रेगुलर हेल्थ चेकअप, राइट? हम अपना ब्लड टेस्ट भी कराते रहते हैं. So similarly, we can also visit a mental health professional so that we have a check on our thoughts, we have a check on our emotions. And a big highlighted point where we definitely have to visit a mental health professional is when we are facing troubles in our everyday functioning. When we face troubles in doing the work that we could easily do earlier, but now we are facing troubles in that. We are facing troubles controlling our racing thoughts. We are facing troubles controlling the emotions we are feeling. That is the big time when you should definitely pay a visit to a mental health professional. And finally, being in the present moment. Yes, being in the present moment, so important with regards to emotional health, emotional presence. And I do hope that all the people, the 39 people who have joined in today, were emotionally present, at least after I discussed this concept. So, if you were, drop down a thumbs up, and if you were not, no problem. You can rewatch this session with again being emotionally present and practice the techniques that we discussed. Try talking deeply, having a focus on each of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Try listening deeply, having a focus on understanding what the other person is trying to tell you. So, these were some of the major things. I can see some thumbs up coming up. So happy to see them. So these were some of the major things that I wished to discuss with you all today. Was really fun interacting with you all. And also one more thing. The very last thing that I would say, one line I have written down over here. When help is needed, seek help. When change is needed, seek change. I'll repeat it once more. When help is needed, seek help. When change is needed, seek change. And you know what this would help in? This would help us in reducing the stigma, in reducing the taboo that is associated with mental health and mental health professionals. So, therefore, whenever you feel that you need help or anybody around you needs help, seek help of a mental health professional. And when you think that things have to be changed right now, we have to adapt to the new coming generation, seek that change, bring that change within you. That would help in reducing the stigma. Wow, so many thumbs up, so many thumbs up. I'm really happy that I'm at least able to spread the message that I wish to, especially of emotional presence and the ways to unburden your thoughts. So happy to see all of these. And yes, so I would also give back a thumbs up. I cannot see a thumbs up over here. I can see a smiley face waving. So I'll send this because I was talking deeply. So, this is it for today's webinar. I do hope that you all would have had some major takeaways from today. If you did enjoy, then do let me know over here in the comment section wherever possible. So happy to take this webinar. And also, some last things that I would like to tell you all are that this is our YouTube channel, that is Mind Review. Give a subscribe to it if you wish to attend more live events like these in future. And also, on this channel itself, I do upload videos regarding psychology, mental health, and motivation. Give it a look on all the educational videos related to psychology and all of these things. I would be really happy if you do subscribe it, if you do share it with your friends, helping me and helping us as a society to reduce the stigma associated with mental health and to promote mental health and to make people aware about its importance. And also, you can contact with me and you can get in touch with me on my Instagram handle. I have left the link below, or you can also search in the name of Mind Review 1. So the links for the Instagram handle and also the website for Mind Review, where you can find some very amazing blogs related to mental health, the link for that I have left in the comments in the description box below. So you can find the link below. Thank you so much. Let me have a look again on these comments. Thank you so much for such lovely comments. I'm really very much happy to see them all. These comments are making me happy because I believe that each one of you, the 40 people who have joined today, are mental health advocates. They would spread this message across the world. Thank you so much for joining in. I am really thrilled to host more such sessions in future. So stay tuned, stay connected with me via the Instagram page or via the YouTube page or via our website in the name of Mind Review. Break the stigma, break the taboo, and have a wonderful day ahead. So bye bye to my lovely audience that was there today. Thank you for joining in, and bye bye. So, ending the stream right now. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments, and a final bye bye to all of you. Bye.